Imagine walking into a room where the air feels thick and heavy, the shadows seem to move on their own, and an inexplicable chill crawls down your spine. You can't explain it, but something feels off. You glance over your shoulder, convinced you're being watched, yet there's no one there. Now, imagine that feeling amplified 100-fold, where entire buildings, towns, or even islands seem to pulsate with an unseen energy, drawing visitors into their unsettling grip. Around the world, there are places so deeply shrouded in mystery and ghostly lore that they have become infamous, drawing skeptics, thrill-seekers, and ghost hunters alike. This isn't the stuff of Hollywood movies or campfire tales. These are real places, with real histories and countless eyewitness accounts that defy explanation. The most terrifying part? Many who visit these haunted locations leave with stories they never expected to tell. Encounters so vivid, so chilling, they change the way they view the world. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, these places have a way of making you question what's real and what lies beyond the veil of the ordinary. Let's take a journey into the unknown, to the most haunted places on Earth. Each one has its own dark history, its own spine-chilling tales, and its own way of making even the bravest visitors wish they had never set foot inside. But beware, once you hear their stories, you may never look at the world the same way again. Our first stop is the Tower of London, a place where history and horror collide. This ancient fortress has stood for nearly 1,000 years, its walls steeped in blood and betrayal. Built by William the Conqueror in 1078, the tower has been a royal palace, a prison, and a place of execution. Some of the most famous figures in British history met their end here, including Anne Boleyn, the ill-fated second wife of King Henry VIII. Visitors to the tower often report seeing Anne's ghost, her headless figure wandering the grounds or standing silently in the chapel where she is buried. Others have seen the specter of Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen, who was executed at the tower at just 16 years old. But the most chilling encounter of all involves the ghostly figures of 2 young boys, believed to be the princes in the tower. Legend has it that the princes were murdered by their uncle, Richard III, to secure his claim to the throne. Their restless spirits are said to haunt the tower to this day, their faint cries echoing through the halls. From England, we travel to Romania, to the heart of Transylvania, where the legendary Bran Castle looms over the landscape. Known as Dracula's Castle, this imposing fortress is said to have inspired Bram Stoker's famous novel. While the connection to the real-life Vlad the Impaler is tenuous, the castle's reputation as a hotspot for paranormal activity is undeniable. Visitors often describe an overwhelming sense of dread as they wander the castle's dimly lit corridors. Some have reported hearing footsteps when no one else is around, or seeing shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their vision. The air itself feels heavy, as if the castle is alive and watching your every move. For centuries, locals have whispered of strange happenings in and around the castle, attributing them to the restless spirits of those who perished within its walls. Our journey continues to the United States, to the infamous Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This crumbling prison was once the most advanced of its time, designed to reform inmates through strict isolation and penitence. But the harsh conditions and inhumane treatment led to widespread suffering, and many believe the anguished spirits of former inmates still roam the halls. Visitors and staff have reported hearing disembodied whispers, distant screams, and the clanging of cell doors that move on their own. Shadowy figures are often seen darting through the narrow corridors. Some have even felt unseen hands brushing against them. The most infamous cell block, known as Death Row, is said to be the epicenter of the activity, where the air is so cold and oppressive. Even seasoned ghost hunters find it difficult to stay for long. Crossing the Pacific, we arrive in Japan at the Aokigahara Forest, also known as the Sea of Trees. Nestled at the base of Mount Fuji, this dense, eerily quiet forest is infamous for its association with death. Known as one of the most popular suicide sites in the world, Aokigahara has a dark reputation. This reputation seems to seep into the very soil. Visitors often describe an overwhelming sense of despair and disorientation, as if the forest itself is trying to ensnare them. Compasses and GPS devices are said to malfunction here, leaving people hopelessly lost. Many have reported hearing whispers or footsteps following them, only to turn around and find no one there. Some claim to have seen ghostly apparitions among the trees, their pale faces peering out from the shadows. Our next destination takes us to Scotland, to the eerie Greyfriars Kirkyard in Edinburgh. This ancient cemetery is home to the infamous Mackenzie poltergeist, one of the most aggressive spirits ever documented. The poltergeist is said to haunt the Black Mausoleum. This crypt houses the remains of Sir George Mackenzie, a 17th century lawyer known for his ruthless persecution of Scottish Covenanters. Visitors who dare to enter the mausoleum often leave with scratches, bruises, or even bite marks that appear without explanation. Many have fainted or been overcome with a sudden, inexplicable sense of terror. Paranormal investigators have recorded strange noises, cold spots, and even ghostly figures within the mausoleum. It's a place that seems to radiate malevolence, daring anyone to challenge its dark power. As we continue our journey, the stories grow darker, the encounters more chilling. Each location has its own unique history, its own reasons for being haunted. But what unites them all is the way they challenge our understanding of reality. Are these places truly haunted, or are they simply the product of overactive imaginations? Perhaps the most unsettling thing about these haunted locations is not the ghosts themselves, but the way they force us to confront the unknown. They remind us that there are things in this world that cannot be easily explained, things that lurk just beyond the edges of our understanding. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing is certain. These places have a way of making you question everything you thought you knew about the world. So, would you dare to visit one of these haunted places? Would you step into the darkness, knowing you might not be alone? Or would you prefer to keep your distance, to let the stories remain just that, stories? The choice is yours, but remember, once you open the door to the unknown, you might not be able to close it again.